Ah, solo Gweta.
Le cœur me fait tout, 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 tout. Le corps me fait tip, 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 tip. Les pieds me font un lig, 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 lig. Ah, je suis fini, je suis pala, je suis embrouillé, l'amour m'a traumatisé. Je suis fini, yo, je suis pala, je suis embrouillé, l'amour m'a traumatisé. Mani la belle.
You look great.
My name is Lee, and I recently just turned 27 years old. And currently live in Atlanta, but originally from Douala, Cameroon. And I work behind Spirit of Pursuit, which is like my passion project and a labor of love. People don't know that I was born there. You know, people, even with Cameroonians, a lot of time I have to like tell them what primary school I went to, that I lived in Bonavusari before they even believe that I'm Cameroonian. I went to PNEU. For anyone who doesn't believe me, that's the primary school that I went to. It was tough because there were little things like grammar that were different. You know, in the States, people write the F below the, like on the line, but in Cameroon we write it on top of the line. Or even cultural differences, the way that I pronounce certain things, my accent at the time, the way that I dressed, you know, and then of course, you know, the jokes, the African booty scratcher. I felt like I needed to assimilate. But the downside to assimilating was that, you know, being so far away from home, I almost felt disconnected because I didn't go back and visit for years. Over 13 years I was away from Cameroon, so it was almost like I was stuck between two cultures where on the one hand I'm Cameroonian and it's what I know and it's where I spent my childhood, but now I'm living in a place where I have to assimilate so that I can thrive. But then, you know, as you get older, you learn that it's important to accept these things, and to be able to overcome them, you need to acknowledge them. A series of stories and experiences and highly visual experiences in those ways that tell about personal experiences and unique perspectives around the world. I found that, you know, in researching for a lot of the places that I'm interested in traveling in, mostly within Africa or, you know, Eastern Europe or South America, there weren't that many stories, and there weren't that many good, realistic stories that represented people in a way that dignified them. And so I found that, you know, it kind of gave me an opportunity to tell realistic stories. Something is like a place like Haiti, you know, you can find a million articles about the earthquake and how poverty and violence are impacting the economy, but people don't know anything about Ilavash, you know, people don't know anything about Yakmel, and people don't know anything about the beautiful beaches that exist there. And so that gave me a lot of inspiration to be able to say, wow, I could be a platform for people to give honest representation, you know, not only within Africa, but in the diaspora as well. And so to me, that's what Spirit of Pursuit is looking at places and seeing the beauty in them, looking deeper and trying to go beyond the surface, and hopefully inspiring others to do the same.
Freestyle.
It's not necessarily the easiest thing to be able to travel, especially on the budget that I'm on, because I fund most of my own travels myself, at least right now. If you're a sponsor, reach out, please. But yeah, I definitely think that it can be a bit challenging to manage both a professional career, because right now I work, you know, as a finance analyst during the day, but then managing this website, you know, it's not so much just posting out blogs, and so you have to think from a perspective as a business manager. You know, you're thinking about promotion, you're thinking about content creation, you're thinking about still being creative to be able to deliver the work that you're passionate and proud of, as well as making sure that people see it and you have visibility, and trying to be able to grow in an authentic way. I think we live in an age where it's very easy to look at other people and see what's working for them and try to replicate that, but you can't replicate passion. You can't copy passion, and I think that it's important to look within yourself and find out what drives you, what makes you happy, and hone in on that and use that as the fuel to be able to rise above all the challenges that you will experience on any path that you have to work for yourself.
Yeah.
Recent travel experience that I was on within Africa specifically that really inspired me was to Namibia. And I think that, you know, that trip is the way that a lot of people also discovered the website, you know, and the reason why it was so impactful for me was because it allowed me to show people the Africa that I want to show them. You know, it allowed me to show people that it's possible for there to be well-developed cities and beautiful pools and incredible, astounding landscapes, you know, and friendly people, delicious food, all of these things that people don't readily associate with Africa. I was able to be a vessel for that, and so that really inspired me to keep moving forward in that direction and to keep trying to show people that, you know, yes, there's violence, and yes, there's poverty, and yes, there's disease, but those things exist everywhere in the world. You know, it's not unique to Africa. And let's just clarify that Africa is a continent. You know, there are 54 countries within the continent. So let's not forget that. That trip to Namibia really showed me what is possible and showed me that people are interested in seeing more about what Africa has to offer, because the Western media has not done a good job of representing it. So Namibia for sure. We're not at the center of our narrative. I think that when other people are telling the story, they get to tell it the way they see it. And what is the saying?
Besame.
More people tell honest stories that represent themselves, and the more that we are in charge of telling our own stories and are at the center of our narratives, I think that that's when people will start to see a better representation, because it'll be accurate, it'll be honest, and it'll dignify the people there. Have an open mind and understand that let serendipity happen as it should. Don't plan too rigidly, because then you miss out on all of the adventure, because things happen in a really fluid way there. So I would encourage you to have, you know, a little time on your side so that you can then embrace things and enjoy them in a casual way. And dance. We like to dance. Just drink and have a good time. Love yourself first. Love yourself first. And when you love yourself, one, it gives permission to other people to love you as well, but then you don't shortchange yourself. You're not self-deprecating. You exude a confidence that will attract the right people into your life.
Ah, solo Gweta.